For now, though, let's go to one of the very best fighters in the UFC, one of the very best middleweights in the world, and he's been in the mix as of late, and we want to figure out what, in fact, is going on. He is in Kansas City right now with his good friend, training partner, teammate, the great Carlos Praches. He's the one and only Caio Borralho, and he's kind enough to join us, so let us go to him. There he is. Hello, Caio. How are you, my friend?
What's up, guys? I'm very good, brother. Happy to be here again.
By the way, are you wearing the Meta glasses there?
No, this is not the Meta one. This is mine.
Okay, those are your. Oh, I like it because you know what?
Yeah.
I saw your friend Carlos yesterday at the baseball game. Did you see him throw that ball? Perfect strike.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Perfect one. Yeah, we were making fun of him, like, don't do it like Derek Lewis, Connor, and all these guys. They did like shit, bro. So please make us proud. Then that's why he got it. He was afraid to miss, so he just threw it to get into the point.
It was on point. Did he practice beforehand?
I don't think so. He practiced his left hand all the time, punching people. So that was easy for him.
Okay, well done to him. Let's talk about you. What is going on, Caio? Because over the last maybe week or so, there was the back and forth with Nassourdine Imavov. We'll get to that in a moment. But as of late, it has grown exponentially because there was a back and forth between you and Khamzat and some talk of an interim fight, International Fight Week. Where do we stand right now as far as your career and your next fight?
Oh, I'm just lost, brother, to be honest with you, because everybody's ducking. Like, I'm not the one to come here and say, "Oh, everybody's running for me and they're afraid of me and all that." But all of them know it's a hard fight for them, and they're all ducking. Robert Whittaker ducked, Imavov ducked, all these guys, and I just don't know what I have to do to fight again. So this fight against Hamza, I saw the opportunity when I saw when I heard that Dricus was injured, and I said to me, like, this is my shot. I need to go there and show that I'm ready, that I'm willing to face anyone, doesn't matter who. And I asked the UFC for this. We're still waiting for them. We're still waiting for Hamza response. I think he's just fighting me if it's for the belt. If it's not for the belt, he doesn't want to fight me. So we're still waiting what's going on.
So has the UFC called you and offered you this opportunity against Khamzat?
No, I called them.
You called them, and what was their response?
Yeah, they're gonna figure out. They need to see how bad Drake is injury, to see if they're gonna put the interim belt or not, to see how long he is gonna be out. So maybe Hamza will wait until he's coming back. So no response at all right now. So we're still waiting. I'm willing to fight anyone. It can be Imavov. I'm just willing for this guy to say yes, or can be Hamza or anyone. But now, to be honest with you, I'm kind of lost a little bit because I've been without my last fight was August, so 8 months ago. So everything that I want is just fight. I'm a fighter. That's what I do. I never say no to fights. And I think so with Hamza, it makes sense to fight him because Imavov didn't pronounce himself, and he's like the number one contender. He didn't say shit. And so this is the fight to make. I don't know if UFC is going to put the belt or not, if they're going to make this fight or not. Depends on how bad Draco is. But I think the fight that makes sense is me against Imavov. He's the number one contender. He fought good against Israel. He got an early stop against Jared. I almost finished Jared. Actually, it was supposed to be a finish, but I think the referee didn't want that. So that's a fight that makes sense. I'm 10 years unbeaten, 7 fights in the UFC, undefeated, 9 fights with the 2 on the contender. So I'm doing my job, and I deserve the opportunity to fight the best guys in the world. That's what I want. That's why I joined this sport. I'm just waiting.
Okay, so let's talk about Imavov for a second because that came out, and correct me if I'm wrong, you were offered a fight against Imavov, and he said no?
The UFC offered me.
Yeah. UFC
came
offered
to me and said, I want you to fight Imavov International Fight Week. I said, fuck yeah, let's do it. I said yes right away. I didn't even no, give me a time to talk with my team. No way. I said yes right away. We're waiting for him to respond. And it's been like 1 week after they offered me this fight, and then I heard that he said no, that he doesn't want to fight, that he wants to wait for the belt, that I need to face a top 5 guy first. But he's a top 5 guy. So it doesn't make sense what he's saying. I just I just think that he knows that's the hardest fight for him, the division, and he doesn't want us to take that risk.
So what's interesting about it is you just alluded to it. You're currently 6. He's currently 1. Obviously, we know that DDP and Khamzat are going to fight. And he said this regarding why he doesn't want to fight you or why he thinks the fight doesn't make sense. Let him beat a top 5 guy. Let him prove he's worth it. Like I did, then I'll knock him out. He is a top 5 guy. He's exactly that guy. He's talking about himself.
Exactly. It's like it doesn't even make sense. You know why this guy is running, right? So I fought Jerry Cannonier. He was a top 5. And I dominated Jerry Cannonier like no one ever did. If you see the fight against Jerry Cannonier, it was 5 rounds, and I dominated 4 rounds. I won 4 rounds. All the judges gave me 4-1. Only one judge gave me 3-2. So I think there's not much guys that stay close to Jared like I was, you know. And the best thing that they know that I think I'm one of the I'm the only fighter, or maybe one of the few fighters that had a change in his game into the UFC. Because every time the UFC guy very good at something come in the UFC, and they stick to their sport. Like if it's a good wrestler, almost never is going to be a great striker. If a good striker, now almost never is going to be a great wrestler or great grappler. So I've shown in my 3 first fight, amazing grappling. I dominated Dagestani guys. I dominated striking guys with grappling. And then with my fight against Paul Craig, I knocked him out. With my fight against Jerry Cannonier, I didn't shoot one takedown in the entire fight. So I'll be showing my improvement. I'm showing how complete I am, how well-rounded I am. And I think these guys know, you know, so that's why they doesn't want that risk.
Do you think that the UFC is going to, some people can say no, but the UFC will ultimately say like, no, we want you to fight this fight. Do you think ultimately the UFC will force him to take this fight? Because to your point, it makes so much sense.
I think they should do it. But actually, to be honest, I think they already did that. Because what I heard is that like they offered him this fight, he said no, and then he said, okay, you're gonna lose the number 1 contender spot. And then he said, okay, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, it doesn't even make sense, you know? Like, and then he came and wait how this guy is bad. I spent the whole week talking about him, challenging him, and try to have this fight. He didn't say shit. And as soon as I challenged Khamzat, he came with that response. You know, like it doesn't even make sense. When my focus wasn't on him anymore, he responded to me. Like, and he said stupid shit. Like, I need to face a top 5 guy, or when he fight me, he gonna KO me, and people gonna say, okay, Kyle, face the number 1. It's good to lose. He's gonna come back stronger. He's worried about me. This is crazy, bro. Doesn't make any sense, you know? He just can say, like, I don't want to fight this guy. He's too good. I cannot lose. We'll be better like that, you know? Take this ego out of you, brother.
Do you have any sort of sense as to how long DDP is going to be out for?
No, actually, I don't have a clue. I heard, but it's just like rumors, you know, that he broke his shin. And I don't know how much time he's going to be out. I think the UFC came saying that he might be back in October or something like that. So we still don't know.
Okay. You also said that Dagestan is ashamed of you to Imavov. Those are big words. You said this to Full Send MMA. This is something that could cut deep.
Yeah, because you know, like I have a ton of respect for these guys. They've been fighting for so long since they were little. They fight in the streets. They grew up without love for them to be tough. They always want to fight, and now that. And I think a guy that is from Dagestan that is speaking fight, that doesn't want to fight, like doesn't want to fight to see who's the number 1 contender, Dagestan should feel shame for him. You know what I mean?
Are you still ultimately, if the fight comes back to fruition, are you interested in this fight?
Of course.
Okay.
I want to fight this guy. He's the number 1, you know, and I think I deserve this fight. He needs to get this fight because his last performance against Easy was good performance, but he clipped it. You know, he was getting pissed up in the first round. Against Jared, he was losing the fight. Against Brandon Allen, awful fight. So I think he needs to prove himself a little bit more, you know. And what better guy to prove himself against me? I'm coming, a prospect, undefeated in the UFC, 7 straight victories, the biggest in the division with Anthony Hernandez. So I never lost in the UFC. I've been without a loss in 10 years. So I deserve this. That's the fight that makes sense, you know.
And so Khamzat isn't from Dagestan. He's from Russia. He's from Chechnya, to be exact. But there is a relationship that you guys have. You've trained together. We've seen the footage. How would you describe the state of your relationship with him now? Because we've seen you guys go back and forth a little bit, and so I don't know where you guys stand.
Yeah, but we were having fun. He was
Okay.
posting funny pics. I was posting pics. We were talking about them. You know, he posted this pic like he was picking me up, like killing me. But this one, the other one that he must be like submitting me or something. But we were drilling. We are doing the film for like for embedded, you know. So when I'm somewhere to help a guy, I don't care to get beat up for 5 rounds, for 10 rounds, for how many rounds it is. I was there to help him, to get the win. That's all. When it comes to fight, that's a real fight, you know. So I'm willing to fight the best guys in the world. I think Hamza is one of the best guys in the world, the hardest fight in the division, and that's why I'm in this sport for, to test myself. And I use all these martial arts and all these fights to get better as a human being, as a father, as a brother, as a son, as a man, you know. So I want to get better. I want to fight, you know.
In your heart of hearts, who do you think your next opponent will be? Who do you think you ultimately fight against next?
I think Imavov maybe. I think they're still gonna try to force him or something like that. And if like, and it's interesting because if Drico's gonna be out for so long, like they think about October, November for him to come back, I think Imavov we're gonna wait like more than a year to fight again. Because the next one will be what, 2026, like middle of 2006, beginning or something like that. So is he willing to wait that much just to don't fight me? This is crazy. Anything, nothing makes sense, bro. Nothing.
It is weird. It is definitely weird. Do you think? I asked this question because I remember when we spoke at the beginning of the year, you said you were hoping to return May, June. May is rapidly approaching, and then of course International Fight Week. So I can understand your frustration. Do you think you will fight on that card? Do you think you'll be on the June 28th card?
To be honest, I don't know. Yeah. If they call me, want me to be in this card, I'm 100% in. I've been training already. I'm in good shape. My weight is very low. So I'm just waiting, bro. To be honest with you, I'm just waiting.
Your teammates have been very
And bro,
active. Yeah.
yeah, and it's hard because that's why I'm seeing all these guys being so active. Since my first fight, Carlos already fought 2 times, Gian already fought 2 times, Rufy already fought 2 times, you know, and it's rough because I'm on my prime. I have no injury. I'm training a lot. I'm working a lot. I'm traveling all around the world with UFC. I've been to Australia, Abu Dhabi, Miami, everywhere, Las Vegas, everywhere. I'm doing my job. I'm doing my part. And now I just want to do the rest of my job. I just want to fight because that's what I am. I'm a fighter. So I'm just waiting.
I feel like this sometimes happens. You're a little further along than your teammates. You're right there on the cusp, and I feel like it's easy to get fights to be active when you're coming up, and then when you get to the top, everyone tries to be so selective with their spot and their next fight and stick with their ranking that we often hear from fighters in your exact position who get frustrated because they can't break through because those guys are trying to hold on to those top spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shit is shit, bro. This thing is shit, bro. You know, like Michael Chandler lost 4 in a row. He's number 12 still. You know, there's Paulo Costa. He didn't fight for like 2 years already. He lost 4 for his last 5 fights. He's still in the rankings. Like, this is crazy. This ranking is shit, bro. So I'm almost like that. So I don't care about rankings. Give me an unranked guy. Give me an up coming from contender. Give me anyone, brother. I don't fucking care because this ranking doesn't mean shit, you know? So I'm willing to fight. That's all. You can see how desperate I am to fight, right? So that's what I want. I just want to fight because I'm a fighter. That's all, brother.
I love it and respect it. We have talked about Hamza. We have talked about obviously the issue with Nassourdine. You have also mentioned Anthony Hernandez. He would be someone that you would be interested in as well.
And this guy I respect because as soon as I Twitter his name, he came to me on Instagram because he doesn't have a Twitter. He came to me on Instagram and said, "Oh, I just saw that you called me out. What date are you thinking about? I'm down to it." And then I said, "Come on, that's what I was trying to hear. Someone that we're gonna accept the challenge, and then we go there and we're gonna fight." But I think he said the UFC has all the plans to him. I think they're already booking a fight with him and all that. So I think this fight is off right now.
Okay. A couple of other things, and then I'll let you go because I know it's busy over there. Thank you very much
Okay.
for the time. How is Carlos
Thank you.
doing? What are the vibes? Massive fight for him. Main event with Ian.
Carlos, I'm going to show you. They are dancing over there. You can see over there in the end of the hall.
Yes.
What are they dancing? So this is the energy right now with us. Carlos is very good. He's in his best shape physically, mentally. He's ready to put another man to sleep. I think no one can take the power of Carlos. You know what I mean? I think Ian Gary is a hard fight for both. I think Ian Gary gonna out and all that, but I think Ian Gary didn't get that was calm, collected, that just want to hurt him in the beginning, and then after that going to finish the fight. So I think it's a hard fight for both, but I'm 100% confident that Carlos is gonna KO one more time.
You think a knockout? Early, late? What are you feeling?
I think a knockout, second to fourth round.
Okay.
Maybe like that in the middle of the fight. Yeah. Because the first round, you're gonna be jumping in and out, not trying to engage and all that, because he knows how Carlos is powerful. And I think this fight will go a little bit further.
I feel like I've asked you this again, but just since then, John has won, Mauricio Hufi has won, Carlos. Can you just even describe the vibe now among you guys? All you do is win. It's one of the best stories in the sport right now, the Fighting Nerds. You guys must be like, the confidence must be at an all-time high, right?
They're always confident. Even when we having these guys like winning all the time, that was just me. We were confident already that we're gonna put a lot of guys, and I can tell you, we have like 6 or 7 more guys that is actually ready to the UFC. You know what I mean? So we're just waiting for them to have the opportunity. We're gonna dominate the UFC just like the way we're doing right now.
There he is. The super. Hey, tell him I was very impressed with the throw. With the left hand, I was very impressed. Hey there. Sorry to interrupt. Just want to remind you, if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. We would appreciate it very much. And while you're at it, give us a thumbs up too. We've got live shows, interviews, clips, and a whole lot more going on this here channel. All right, now back to the show.
Ô Carlos, o Ariel falou que ele estava muito impressionado com o seu jogo da bola.
Nasci para ser jogador de beisebol, eu escolhi
He was born to be a baseball player, but he chose to fight.
I love it, Carlos. Well done. That was incredibly impressive. What do you want to see John Silva do next? Who do you want to see him fight next?
I think he can fight Volkanovski next. Five fights, five finishes. I think he can fight for the belt next, because you see Diego. Diego had crazy great 5 fights, no all finishing, and they gave him the opportunity because he said yes to every opportunity. Gian is the same thing. He said yes to Drill Dober 2 weeks after he fought Charles Jourdain. He's finishing all his fights. So I think he deserves, I think he can be the first one to get the belt, actually. So the expectations are very high. We're very confident. We're happy with all we are doing, but we're focused. We know that we need to keep doing what brought us here. And this is hard work, good work ethic, and a lot of study. That's what we're going to do.
And is Michal Oleksiejczuk an official member of the team now?
Yes, official.
Wow.
This guy is amazing human being. First of all, amazing human being, family man, fight for his family. One of the easiest guys to work with because he's always there with spirit, with energy. He always wants to do what they are told to do. He's a very good fighter, and I think we were just like closing the holes that he has in his game. And I think he showed it in his fight against Cedric. He was calm, he was collected, he didn't rush. And when the time came, he took the opportunity and finished the fight. So I think he's a better athlete already, but even better human being. I love this guy.
Last thing, I saw you in karate combat against Brendan Allen. Did you enjoy your time there? Did you enjoy the experience?
Yes, I love it. I love it. I just want to fight, and I was so many months without a fight, nothing booked. So I wanna go there and risk myself against great rappers in the UFC, fight these guys, and I had a great time. It was good. I tried to finish, but he's very good at jiu-jitsu. Actually, he has 25 wins and 17 by submission. And people don't realize that. People are saying, "Oh, you break him like it wasn't easy and all that," but people don't have a clue how good his jiu-jitsu is. I put good positions on him, and he was defending very well. He defended my guillotine. That is my best move. So I was honored to share the feat with him.
Well, I hope we get to see you compete very soon. I'm sure it's very frustrating. I could feel that, but it's going to happen soon, and I appreciate you coming on to clear the air and let us know what's going on. For now, good luck to you and the team on Saturday. Really appreciate your time, Caio. Great stuff as always, and thank you for coming on this Wednesday. I know it's busy over there, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, it's all good. Thank you so much for having me. As always, brother, I hope to be back soon announcing my next fight.
Can't wait. There he is. Caio Borralho, the natural, they call him, 17-1, 7-0 in the UFC, ranked 6th, as you saw on the screen. 1 sub, 1 KO, and he is on a roll, as is the entire Fighting Nerds team. It seems like every time there's a big card, one of them is competing on there. We just saw John Silva, Michal Olekshechuk here as an official member of the team, Mauricio Hufi as well, and Carlos Praches is up next. And I mean, to me, I remember when Imavov beat Izzy in February in Abu Dhabi. We came on this show on the Monday after. What did we say? That's the fight to make. It's the #1 fight. I don't get that quote from him. I don't understand the quote. The quote was, beat a top 5 guy and then we'll talk. He is a top 5 guy. What does that mean?
I understand the quote.
What's the quote?
I wouldn't want to
fight someone else?
No, I don't want to fight Caio. I'll tell you that. I don't want to fight Caio. That dude, after the performance he had against Cannonier, I wouldn't want to fight his ass either.
Who's the favorite in that fight? Caio?
For Imavov?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I bet it would be Imavov.
You think so?
I don't know.
Man,
It'd
Caio's
probably be lined pretty closely.
Yeah, I bet it'd be close.
Caio's on a roll, but Imavov just knocked out Izzy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm just saying he is right about his assessment of the fight. Izzy looked great in the first round, and remember, I thought the stoppage was a little. I don't want to use it controversial, but you remember with the the eye poke, and then he switches stances, and then he could have taken the time. He didn't take the time. He did the prayer, and then he got knocked out literally 10 seconds later. Who knows what would have happened? The Cannonier fight was a little bit. There's been a couple, has there not? Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.